reflect on one of your best games at Northwestern?
A lot of things to learn from. I thought the T2 situation at the end is a good learning moment. We scored a touchdown and just getting those situations and building those, and then that one at the end of the game. I think it's really good to build those situations and get inside Coach Fleck's mind after the game and get to talk about him with it, and really understanding from the head coach perspective, all the situations that go into every situation inside football. So there's a lot of things, and then got to keep getting better at it.
You and Harbaugh went back, watched the tape. Why do you think the offense clicked the way that it did last week?
I think Harbaugh obviously gave a great message before the game, and then we went out and executed the best we had all year. We had limited possession time, and we made the most out of it, I felt like, and then we got to, eliminate those 2 3-and-outs that we had. But we executed at a high level, I thought, and really just all the guys, executing. There wasn't really plays where, 1 or 2 guys really weren't executing. We all did our part.
You feel everybody stayed patient in the task when you had limited set possessions?
Yeah, you have to stay patient, but also you got to go score. When games get like that, when the back and forth games happen, you have to do your part and go score. And I thought we did a great job of that.
Javon has 4 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been key for him to find the end zone.
I think he's done a great job, with practice. We really, me and him had a good conversation about practice habits, translating to the game, midway through the season. I thought he's done a really good job of that, attacking practice like it's a game and really emulating those practice reps and then translating to the game. Because those practice reps are very, very important. You kind of learn that as you're going through the season.
Wisconsin's #1 in the Big Ten in sacks this month. What makes their front so difficult?
Yeah, their D-line's really, really good. I was super impressed turning on the film. Their whole defense is very good. Those 2 edges they got are really elite, some of the best we've seen all year. So it'll be a really good challenge for us. And I'm just excited for the opportunity to play Wisconsin. They're a great team. They're playing really high-level football right now.
What do you remember about watching Max in that Camp Randall game last year? It's going to be cold, just like it was last weekend. What do you remember about that game last year?
Yeah, obviously I remember being a little chilly. My toes were pretty cold running for the Axe, but no, it was fun. I remember it being a huge game. It's the most historic rivalry in college football, so it's just an awesome opportunity to go 1-0 this week and go get back at Huntington Bank. But they're a really good team, and last year I just remember us playing at a high level, defense playing really, really good, and then offense executing. And then obviously the jump around at Camp Randall was really cool to be a part of. So excited to be at home this year.
Setting up for Max to have a big opportunity for himself here this weekend. What have you said to him here this week?
Yeah, I just texted him on Monday when I'd heard the protocol. Obviously nothing was confirmed or anything, but I just texted him, go attack every single practice, every single rep. He just texts me back one day at a time, baby. So it's just, we always kind of give each other those little reminders, just one day at a time, one play at a time. It's just, you got to take advantage of the now, to get to that point. Like Harbaugh always tells me, you win the game Monday through Friday. You don't win it on Saturday because you got to be prepared to get to that point. So I know Max is preparing his butt off, whether he's starting or not, to be able to execute at a high level.
This will be the last regular season game.
Yeah.
Is it, and your first full season now as the starter, is it kind of flown by?
Yeah.
Or how would you kind of characterize now that you've got 11 games to look back on?
Yeah, I was talking about that the other day. It's definitely flown by. It's really exciting that we get the opportunity to play this week. But, yeah, it's definitely flown by. The fact that it's already almost December is pretty wild to think about. It goes by faster and faster every single year, but I've really enjoyed every single moment and really reflected on it in a positive way, and I got one more opportunity in the regular season to go make it the best one yet, so excited for it.
This rivalry against Wisconsin, when did it sink into you that how much it means to this team?
Yeah, obviously I know it means a lot. Last year when you get here, everyone kind of says just beat Wisconsin. I feel like I kind of really realized it, when we were walking out after Oregon losing, and all our fans are right there, and they're like, just beat Wisconsin. It's kind of obviously a big rivalry, but obviously inside the team, we're focused on just going 1-0. It's just another game for us, not making it bigger than all the others, because at the end of the day, it's just another football game. So you just got to go execute at a high level, and there's obviously a lot of respect between the two of us. They're a great football team, and we know we got to bring our best if we want to win this game.
Anything else for Drake?
What's the ideal Thanksgiving plate look like for Drake Lindsey?
Turkey and ham, I'd say both. My stepmom makes really good. She puts like bacon around green beans in there. It's really, really good. My mom makes really good homemade mashed potatoes, and then my dad makes really good tenderloin. So it's kind of a mix of all my family members that make some stuff. My grandma makes really good dessert, so it's kind of just I love having Thanksgiving in Arkansas, and they had it last night, so I wasn't able to attend, obviously, but they sent some pictures. So it looked really good, obviously, and then I know our staff does a really good job. Maddie, our nutritionist, will have a good little Thanksgiving breakfast and lunch for us tomorrow, so, yeah.
That's it.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Remember talking to me last December, and you talked about your goal of going in the draft this April.
Okay.
Is that still the plan? Is this going to be your last regular season college game?
No, yeah, I mean, again, I'm focused on this week, and like always, my goal has been to go to the NFL. So whenever that happens, that's the plan, and that's my idea.
Are you going to be walking on Saturday?
No, yet to see. No, not real. No. So again, focus on the X. It's a big week for us, being 1-0. So that's what I'm worried about.
What were the big corrections from Danny to the defense on Sunday?
Big corrections, our gap responsibility for a D-line. That was a big thing for us, and then just playing violent every single snap. Just playing violent fundamentals and technique.
What does this game mean to you guys, considering the way the last game ended?
It's Axe week. It's a big game for us. It's the rivalry week. And first, when I came here, I learned really quickly that Wisconsin and Minnesota, that's a big game, and it holds true. So again, it's Axe week, and Wisconsin, we're focused on being 1-0.
What was that instance that you realized it was a big game?
I realized it my freshman year when we went to Wisconsin, and I got to see like Mariano cry like when he won the Axe, and that's really powerful. Being like a kid from Pennsylvania and like not really having like not seeing the tradition like the real rich tradition of Minnesota versus Wisconsin, and seeing like the pride that he had on his chest wearing the M, and then winning that. It shocked me. So again, it means a lot to all the Minnesota. It means a lot to Minnesota, the athletes that came before us, and the athletes that we have now.
What sold you on Minnesota versus you come from a big time state football as Pennsylvania?
Coach Fleck, yeah, that's why I decided to row the boat. Me and him has always had a really good relationship throughout recruiting, and as the time just went on, I think it's been 5 D-line coaches or 4 D-line coaches that I've been through, and every single step of the way I trust Coach Fleck, and he's never steered me wrong.
There's a lot of seniors in that defensive line room who will be playing the last game, Dev, Rushan, JOR. Have you seen them kind of go through the week kind of knowing that this is their last hurrah here?
I've seen them just do the regular process. I mean, they go super hard in practice. They're relentless in practice, and that it shows on the game. So the week in practice is bittersweet. But again, seeing them go through a regular week of practice, I mean, we know it's Axe week, so we're going a little harder. But again, they're just going through a regular process.
How did your body feel Sunday after playing 100% of the snaps against Northwestern?
A little beat up, yeah. Here, bumps and bruises, but that's the game of football. You play hard, and you're expected to do that. You're expected to get bumps and bruises and whatever comes with that. But the coaching staff does a really good job of getting our bodies back, and then also doing the recovery. So that was a big focus for us next on the Sunday. So, and we did that, and we attacked it really well, and I feel really good.
I understand that you have a big interest in snowboarding.
Yeah.
How'd that come about, and when do you do it, and where do you snowboard at?
Well, I don't do it now, but when I was younger, we had 3 hills that were like 30 minutes apart. It was a Ski Round Top, Whitetail, and then Ski Liberty. And my grandfather got me into it. I saw people on the mountain snowboarding when I went snow tubing, and he bought me a snowboard, and it progressed from me going from the backyard, then me going to the mountains, and then I got pretty good at it, and just kept on carrying on. And it's kind of in the winter, there's not a lot to do, so. Again, that was my getaway, and that was where I could just put my headphones in and just be me, and and I just really enjoy it.
BJ tells me another one of your interests is thrifting.
Yes, I do love thrifting.
How did you get into that? What do you do when you do that?
Well, there's a few players before us. Elijah Spencer, I always saw him he always had really nice outfits on, and I always would wonder where he would get his stuff, and he would tell me he would thrift it. And so I kind of just got into that, and you just start to find these little places, these mom and pop stores, or even you find a place like Chromatic or Waterwave, you find those places, and they have really good pieces. And I'm a big guy, so sometimes the retail stores don't have the big guy stuff, and you know, some of the stuff's just hand down, and you see this 2XL Carhartt jacket, or you see these size 40 pants, and you're like, oh my gosh, like these are perfect, and it's like a diamond in the rough. So that's how I really got into it, and that's what I really like about it. Find the diamonds in the rough.
What's your best piece you've got?
I have this LeBron jersey. It's a McDonald's All-American jersey. It might not be like the real like McDonald's All-American jersey, but like I'm a super huge fan of LeBron, and like just seeing that jersey, I found that in the bins in Duluth, and so like this, and it's a 2XL jersey. Or I have like these pair of jean shorts that they resell for like $600 that I paid $4 for, and like my mom was like, "Where did you get those jean shorts?" Because like it's a big brand, and she was like, my friends all used to wear those in high school, and like she was like, you have them, what the heck? So like those are probably like my two favorite pieces.
The defense is going to get back to playing the type of football that many people are accustomed to. What's got to change?
I don't think a lot has to change. You know, our mentality has always stayed the same. Having defense, we just got to play. You know, play our game. That's all it comes down to. We got a lot of guys on this defense that are dudes. And again, we know that, and we keep on having it. We keep on instilling that in each other, and just keep on being trusted with each other, and just play hard. I'm telling you, like this defense, like there's a bunch of dudes, and we're all dogs. And again, we play together. We're something dangerous.
What have you seen out of Wisconsin's offense that impresses you?
They do a lot of stuff, you know. Their losses. That, I mean, those are good teams, and then their past 2 wins, they've been ranked opponents, so they're a good team, and they do a lot of stuff on offense to get your eyes in the wrong place, and you know, just going down to their fundamentals and technique, and just trusting the process throughout the game plan is a big thing for us. And, you know, you trust the game plan, you do the right things in the game.
For a couple more, if anyone's got them. All set?
Hell yeah! Thank you guys.
Matt, what was the message from Danny on how the defense can get better this week?
Yeah, after last week's game, it was tough watching that film, swallowing that pill, and at the end of the day, you got to respond. And what it comes down to after watching that film is just everyone doing their job. All 11 guys on the defense doing their job each and every play, and that's when we play really elite defense. And when that's not happening, that's when we're playing not great defense. So this week, we're focusing on everyone doing their job, working together as a unit, and communicating at a high level.
What's been kind of the reason that there's been a fair amount of busts this year?
Yeah, we all just got to do our job at the end of the day. So communication, that falls on me, getting the calls out to everybody, and then we all just got to do our job. So that'll change this weekend.
So a lot of different guys next to you with Dev out last week, including Carmel getting his most amount of reps. Where did you see him grow when you watch back the tape?
Yeah, first games are always a fun day for those guys, and you know, he played really hard when you watch the film, and we all trust him. He's got a lot of reps in practice since spring ball. He's been thrown in the fire with the ones, the twos, everyone. He's got a lot of reps, so it was good to see him get some experience under his belt, and as well as Kingsbury playing a lot of snaps as well. And those guys fought really hard, and they showed a lot of grit out there during that game.
What's the keys for the back seven to continue to get better in their zone drops?
Yeah, we're just emphasizing depth. You know, I felt like sometimes at linebacker we were getting sucked up a little bit in play action. So recognizing that a little faster, and then getting our depth a little bit, and then keeping everything in front of us.
What are your impressions of Wisconsin's offense?
Yeah, they're playing really good right now, especially late in the season, and they're clicking. So as a defense, we're going to have to, each and every one of us, do our job. And, you know, they got some good playmakers. Like the receivers are really talented, and the running backs as well. So it'll be a great game.
An offense that features a lot of shifts, motions, a lot of smoke and mirrors to try and generate offense. So for you being essentially the captain here, I mean, how crucial is it to get everybody's eyes in the right place?
Yeah, that starts on Monday and goes all the way through Friday in our preparation. So continuing to prepare for all those motions, trades, shifts, all that stuff, and that comes down to communication and everyone being super keen in on our game plan. So that's something that goes through all the way up to and through the game, is that communication and preparation.
What was the story of when you first learned about the importance of the axe?
Ooh, that was my first year. Yeah, they won it like a week or two before I started getting recruited by Minnesota. Got up here, I was like, "What is this thing?" And then the old guys sat me down. They were like, "Hey, this is what we fight for in the last game of the year, and this is what we love." So, and I'm a big fan of rivalry games. I've always loved college football. It's always been what I watch. So, love rivalry games, and now like it's in my blood now. The axe is in my blood. So, It's another great opportunity to play a football game, and especially in the last game of the year, going against a rival. It's an awesome experience.
Those old guys that shared that.
Yeah, Mariano. Yeah, when I first got here, Mariano made sure I knew. Yeah, because I was like, what's axe tough, period? He's like, oh, this is why we do it. So it'll be fun.
Which of those rivalry games have been your favorite?
Yeah, they're all fun. I mean, at the end of the day, I just love playing football. I love getting the opportunity to go out in the field and play ball next to any of the guys I'm out there with. So all the games are equally as important to me. So, but this week we got Wisconsin, so Wisconsin.
Anything else from Maverick? All right, thanks, man.
Yep, have a good one, guys.